Back at it. It is Monday, the third day of February 2025. I am Dan Coops. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us. Busy week, lots going on here, lots going on today. Of course, all this week during the back half of this program, you're going to meet two Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court Top 10 candidates. Today it is Ella Johnson and Ava Smeller. They sat down with their very own Eric Granstrom a couple of weeks ago. We'll be airing those interviews. Two candidates a day right through Friday as we lead up to Saturday night. And by about 9:45 or so on Saturday night, we will have a Royal Court for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Get ready for some more winter. Boy, we're now in February. When we last visited, of course, on Friday, it was January. It's now February, and it's going to feel like February. Really cold temperatures heading our way. Snow later on tonight into Tuesday morning. Not a lot of snow, but it could make the Tuesday morning commute a little dicey, and it's going to get cold, too. It's going to definitely feel like February. Those details are coming out. A lot of news, a lot of sports. A rough weekend for the Wenatchee Wild as they begin their long road trip. We'll have that as well. It's a busy day. There's lots going on. Let's get right to it. First of all, this slide from the National Weather Service. This gives you an idea of how cold we are going to get. Now, the coldest we've been all year is 14 degrees. That was a while ago anyway. So it is going to be cold. The chances of snow is going to continue as well. But there's a bunch of Canadian air who we love. We love Canada, but this air is starting to seep down into our area. It's going to start today. It's going to really bottom out by about Wednesday. Also, you folks to the north of us, you're going to have to deal with some wind as well. So the temperatures are going to be below normal right through this week and into the weekend. So get ready for some pretty chilly temperatures. We showed you this slide because it shows you some locations that we normally don't spotlight. But yes, it is definitely going to feel like February. I'll give you an example. Saturday was beautiful. High of 43. Sunday's high was only 37. Today's high, we're not even going to get to freezing. Maybe not even to 30. This is what I'm talking about as the cold air begins to seep in. But there is good news. We will gain, now that we're into February, we're going to gain about 90 minutes of daylight from the first day of February, which was Saturday, through the 28th. We're going to gain about 3 minutes a day, including today. We'll have 9 hours and 43 minutes of daylight, so there is that. From the National Weather Service, your forecast. Cold. It's going to be cloudy today, high of about 30. We're not going to see any snow today, but we are going to see overnight snow tonight into Tuesday. We're talking about 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. There's a good chance of 1 to 2 inches of snow right here in the Wenatchee Valley, a little bit more in the major mountain passes. We're going to dip down to 21 degrees, and then the cold really begins to make its presence felt. Slight chance of light snow in the morning. Eventually, it'll taper off. It'll be cloudy. It'll be foggy and a high of 27. Cloudy and foggy Tuesday night, but dry, 15 for the overnight low. Partly sunny Wednesday. We'll take that with a high of 27. Clouds return Wednesday night. Some sun breaks on Thursday. And again, we're only going to get to about 27. Chance of snow picks up again Thursday night into Friday. Outside of that, your afternoon highs and your overnight lows below normal. And again, a couple of inches of snow could be on the ground by the time you hop into your automobile for tomorrow morning's commute. All right, after a break, we will have your Monday news, and there is a lot of it. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin Independent and Assisted Living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
High clouds. We are sitting at 21 degrees here in downtown Wenatchee. We're only going to get to 30. Lots of clouds, couple of inches of light snow possible overnight tonight into the early Tuesday. Temperatures below normal right through the weekend, into the weekend. It's definitely going to feel like February. It's 6 minutes after the hour. That Texas man allegedly caught on video tearing up a Leavenworth Park in his pickup truck made his first appearance in court on Friday. 28-year-old Zachary Soltis traveled to Chelan County Superior Court to be arraigned on charges of felony malicious mischief and misdemeanor reckless driving. Judge Robert Jordan set him free on his own recognizance back on December 23rd, as you might remember. Soltis allegedly spun his Toyota Tundra in a series of donuts in the downtown park, doing an estimated $16,000 worth of damage to the turf and the sidewalk. He became a wanted man after sheriff's deputies said he was identified as the driver from video footage. At witness testimony, Jordan assigned Soltis a trial date of April 22nd. Chelan County and its sheriff's office will pay $250,000 to a former deputy who said he was harassed off the job over his religious faith. Aaron Shepard was on the force from 2013 to 2022 when he left the department, saying fellow deputies and supervisors undermined and bullied him because he decided in 2016 to leave Grace City Church. That's the Wenatchee Evangelical congregation that counts a lot of law enforcement among its flock. He filed a federal discrimination lawsuit against the county and the sheriff's office in 2023. Sheriff Mike Morrison, a former Grace City member who was elected after Shepard's departure, said the settlement was an economic decision that avoids a trial, and his agency does not admit fault in the matter. The $250,000 settlement will be paid to Shepard out of the county's insurance risk pool. Firefighters were able to control a residential structure fire Friday that crept into the space between an old roof and the newer roof line that was being installed on top of it. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department was summoned just after noon on Friday in the 400 block of Kittitas Street here in town, where flames had apparently started in a rear kitchen, crept into the insulated space overhead. They were able to extinguish the fire within 20 minutes of arriving. Fire Chief Brian Brett says 2 adult residents in the single-story house were displaced. Others were found residing in a parked vehicle and an outbuilding on the same property. Some victims attempted to put the fire out with pots of water. 2 of the 3 bedrooms in the home received only minimal damage because their doors were closed at the time. According to Chief Brett, nobody, thankfully, was injured. The annual Homeless Point in Time count took place on Thursday with Chelan County outreach teams working from a base at the Lighthouse Christian Ministries. It's a yearly survey. It's required by the Department of Housing and Urban Development to collect information and to identify needs for the homeless community. We tagged along with one of these survey teams to speak with people directly about what it's like being homeless in the Wenatchee Valley.
So today we're conducting surveys, basically getting a count to see how many homeless people there are in our area. Name and basic information, people in the household, what led to their homelessness, and are they sheltered, unsheltered. I don't see as many people out this year. This is my first time doing the field work. I'm normally inside the lighthouse, but I'd like to think that a lot of people are maybe utilizing some of our shelters, so I believe it will be lower this year.
Wow. I've been homeless for 7 years, and lots of work and trouble in my family and stuff like that. So
Have you been homeless with your daughter that whole time?
Yeah.
And in your opinion, what do you think is the leading cause of homelessness here in Wenatchee?
I don't know. People losing their jobs or mental health or physical health and stuff like that.
Is there anything that you think that people could do to better understand your situation or help in some sort of way?
Well, lately I've been seeing a lot of people that really act like they don't care about the homeless, you know, and maybe if they would maybe start caring about us. I don't know.
I am 43 years old. I am a mother of 4 children. Currently, I am pregnant with my 5th child. Her name's Lucille. I have been homeless since my divorce from my ex-husband in 2020. I went out to travel and see if I could actually make something of myself, help people.
That's what led you to Wenatchee.
It led me to Wenatchee. I had several people along the way who kind of helped get me here. Unfortunately, I was down in Moses Lake. I went through a domestic violence situation, came up here. Housing has been a little bit hard. Even coming up from where the housing was more limited down in Moses, coming up here, bigger city, more resources. A lot of the resources that are up here, I wish they had access to down there because they're out in the cold all the time. And we're blessed to be inside a building. This church right here, Lighthouse Christian Ministries, is like our sanctuary for the homeless because it gives us somewhere to be all day long till we have to go back to the shelters because we don't have anywhere to put our stuff or anything. They let people sleep in the back, down there, relaxed. People have disabilities, ailments, everything. And a typical day for me is to see all these things. I see the people who have mental health, but I can see them in there. Why everybody's paying attention to their body movements and everything, they don't see the person. And I'm just looking and be like, I see you. I can't tell you how many times somebody has cried in front of me because I tell them, I'm not seeing the shaking. I see that, but I see you inside. So a typical day is helping one another.
And finally, on this Monday, a second edition of the political mailer, the Wenatchee Record, was sent to homes in the Wenatchee Valley on Thursday. Once again, they're zeroed in on the Wenatchee School District. The mailer was sent ahead of the district's February 11th levy election, writing against support for the levy and also taking issue with the district's policies on diversity, equity, and inclusion. District Communications Director Diana Haglund said the district remains focused on its students, quote, despite the misinformation, end quote. And she said the district remains confident that the community will support the levy. The mailer also alleged NCW Library's locations removed American flags and replaced them with pride flags. The library denies that in a statement to this station. The first edition of the Wenatchee Record was printed in 2023 by former State Representative Glenn Dobbs, who also appears as an editor in the latest edition. And a reminder, we got a big night on Saturday night. Saturday night, February 8th, if you can't make it to the America Performing Arts Center, and I think it's all but sold out. I'll have to double check. You can watch the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. We'll take to the air at 6:30, countdown to coronation with 1974 Queen Julie Agins-Kuntz and our own Eric Granstrom, and the pageant will begin live at 7 o'clock on Saturday night in high definition television and stereophonic sound. And don't forget, you'll meet 2 of the top 10 candidates in the back half of the program. That's the news at 14 minutes after the hour. And don't forget, if you want to be informed, we have the news for you, the NCWLIFE Evening News. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television, 5, 6, and 10. That's the air time. If that doesn't work for you, you want to watch it at your own convenience, no problem. Our news will be up and running right around 5 o'clock. It'll be posted on our homepage, our Facebook page, and our YouTube page. And if you're out and about and something you think is newsworthy, you send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. How did the local teams do over the weekend? Let you know in 2 minutes with sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo.
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Make your home your winter escape with Boswell's. Right now, save 10% on all qualifying recliners and ottomans, sofas, and home office chairs. Or save $400 on any motorized stressless power recliner. Plus, save $200 on 4 stressless dining chairs designed to follow your body's every movement. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off the lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
Just about 17 minutes after the hour, the Calgary Flames scored 3 goals in the first period, and they held off the Kraken. 3-2 was the final last night at Climate Pledge Arena. Capo Caco and Brandon Tanev scored for Seattle, which lost for the 4th time in 6 games. Joey Decord finished with 32 saves. Seattle has allowed 61 goals in the first period this year. That's the second most in the NHL. The Kraken's homestand continues tomorrow night with the Detroit Red Wings in town. The puck will drop at 7 p.m. on Kong TV. Well, the Wenatchee Wild began their 6-game road trip through Saskatchewan and Manitoba with back-to-back losses over the weekend. On Friday, former Saskatoon Blade Ty Spencer, who's now with the Wild, scored his first goal with his new team, but it wasn't enough as the Wild dropped a 4-2 decision.
For Williams and Hunter Lang, they'll break out a 3-on-2 on this far side. Hunter Lang shot, and he scores! Hunter Lang opens the scoring with the Kickstarter for the Blades on Les Lazaruk night. What do you say, sir? Let's go!
Boston Tate, an affiliate call-up from Estevan, gets it ahead. Into neutral ice and in over the line, moving in, centering pass, they score! Finishing it off at the lip of the crease is Ty Spencer. Speaking of Saskatoon products, the former Regina Pat. On a good rush up ice by Sean Rios. And a centering feed, and Spencer finishes it at the lip of the crease. Ties this game up at 1-1. Lewandowski up ice, forechecking. Rios turns it over. Here's Williams moving in. Cooper Williams, backhand shot, scores! Hey, right off the turnover by the Wild in their zone. Cooper Williams, Super Cooper, makes them pay. Back the other way come the Blades. Cross ice, Williams. Lang, Saunderson, Williams in front. What a great save by G off of Kibblewhite. Tic-tac-toe passing in the middle. Carrying in over the blue line is Worthington. Kibblewhite follows up. Kibblewhite moving in. Kibblewhite back door. Parr scores! Tyler Parr. I thought they waited too long because Parr was smacking his stick on the ice, looking for the pass. Our corner, Parr looks back up high. Day, a shot to the net. It's traffic in front. Backhand shot, scores! Oh, sure, Rowan Calvert. Back, looks to give it off to somebody, gives to Seitz. Seitz going to wheel around. Tastad moving in. Backhand shot, scores! Power play goal for the Wild, and they're back to within 2. Game over. The Saskatoon Blades end the 3-game winless skid. And they double up on the Wenatchee Wild, starting off their East Division road trip on a losing note.
That was Friday. On Saturday, Prince Albert scored 4 goals in the game's final 13 minutes on the way to a 5-2 win over the Wild in Wenatchee's first ever visit to the Art Hauser Center. Wenatchee took a quick 2-0 lead on goals from Luca Shabrina and Boston Tate, and then the Raiders took over from there.
Andreessen sends it up the left side. Rios and Chase down the left wall, has a man towards the front. They score! Great pass there by Rios, and Sherbina puts it into the back of the net and quiets the crowd early here at the Art Hauser Center. Wow. And the Wild have control. Rios going to work down the left side. Rios, drag shot, scores! Oh boy! Great shot there from Sean Rios, and the Wild have a 2-0 lead. Shovels it back to the point. Right side Rudolph, left side Christensen, scores! Another juice bombs in the back of the net. Justice Christensen from Dex and Rudolph. How many times have we said that as of late? G doesn't realize the puck's still in the zone here as he laid it out. Now Oiring ahead for Dragicevic, right side Mercic. G doesn't have a stick. Dragicevic a one-timer. That one goes wide. Puck still loose in front. They score! Doobie! Doobie-doo! It's a rebound goal in front on the power play, and the Raiders have tied this one at 2. Now here's Fabrizi, who holds it in from the left point. And now Mannix blows a tire. Crocker gets control. Crocker sends it right side. Oiring towards the slot. Mercic fires. Scores! Thomas Mercic! It's Oiring in the middle. Oiring, right side Mercic. Mercic back to Oiring on the middle. Now left side Dragicevic, right side Mercic. Back to Oiring. They're playing it along the umbrella. Now they send it down to deep. Crocker scores! Between McKegarty and Oiring, the puck comes loose and it's played around behind the net. Mercic gets it ahead into the middle. Now Oiring will go for the empty net down the length of the ice, and he scores!
Wenatchee's road trip continues Tuesday as the Moose Jaw Warriors welcome the Wild. The opening puck will drop at Moose Jaw. It's the event center there. It's at 5 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. All right, women's college basketball from over the weekend on Saturday. The Cougars took care of business against San Diego. Gonzaga got by Pacific in women's college basketball. Eastern Washington, however, fell big time to Weber State. Haley Van Lith poured in 21 points to lead 9th-ranked TCU to an easy victory over Iowa State yesterday, and then Ohio State dispatched the Huskies in Columbus 66-56. Men's basketball over the weekend. Washington ends their long losing streak. In fact, it's their first road victory in conference play. They beat Minnesota 71-68 on Saturday. Eastern crushing Weber State. San Francisco took care of business against the Cougars. St. Mary's continues their stranglehold in the West Coast Conference by beating Gonzaga in a tight one, 62-58. Girls high school basketball from over the weekend. As you can see, Davis just took care of business against Eastmont. All the other teams, local teams, a lot of blowouts in girls basketball, especially the Ellensburg afraid to score. That's not a typo. 54-6, so there's all your results from girls prep basketball on Friday. Boys prep basketball, same day on Friday. And again, a lot of blowouts, not a lot of tight games, as you can tell from the teams. Davis did sweep Eastmont, by the way, and West Valley took care of sweeping Moses Lake in prep boys basketball on Friday. And on Saturday, here's how everything came out. Much lighter schedule. Sunnyside defeated Wenatchee, Wapato over Cashmere, and Waterville Mansfield beat Chelan by forfeit. You get 1 point a half, so 2-0 there. And boys basketball on Saturday. Sunnyside completes the sweep of Wenatchee. Moses Lake dispatches Eisenhower by just 2. Wapato sweeps Cashmere. Moses Lake Christian dispatched Waterville Mansfield, and those are just some of the games that people are playing at 23 minutes after the hour. This day, February 3rd, according to experts, is the one day of the year where more people will call in sick that are actually sick. So today is National Sickie Day. They did all the research. Now we're talking about people who are actually sick. Now there are people on a nice summer day that say, hey, it's too nice to go to work. They'll phone in sick when they're not really sick. But the first Monday of every February is statistically the day when the most amount of people will be calling in sick. Why, we don't know. I bring this up because at least 145 countries, I started doing research and then my eyes got tired, at least 145 countries provide paid sick days for short or long-term illnesses. It's federal law. Employees have to give employees sick days in at least 145 countries. Of course, the United States does not have any federal law mandating sick days. You can go to work for a company and they say, if you get sick, sorry, you ain't getting paid. Today is Sickie Day. It's 24 minutes after the hour. Today in history. A couple of big-time amendments got the go-ahead. Happy birthday to the 15th Amendment to the United States Constitution. It was ratified on this date in 1870, guaranteeing voting rights to citizens regardless of race, except females. This was only for males regardless of race. The course, the women wouldn't get the vote for a number of years. So the 15th Amendment was ratified on this date in 1870. 112 years ago, February 3rd, 1913, the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution is ratified, and that gives the federal government the power to impose and collect an income tax. So if you say the income tax is unconstitutional, sorry, it's right there, and we approved it 112 years ago today. 108 years ago today, Germany says we are going to sink everything in the Atlantic that we think is helping out our enemies, and so America said we got to get into this, baby. We tried to avoid it for a couple of years, but the American entry into World War I begins when diplomatic relations with Germany are severed. February 3rd, 1959, 66 years ago today, Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson, alongside their pilot Roger Peterson, killed in the single-engine plane crash just outside the Mason City Airport. The story is well known. The winter dance party tour in the upper Midwest was miserable. Buddy Holly was sick and tired of the arrangements. He rented a plane. He chartered a plane from the Dwyer Air Flying Service in Mason City, Iowa, for himself and his two band members, Wenna Jennings and Tommy Alsop. After the concert at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake that night, February 2nd, we all know what happened. J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson was given his airplane ticket from Waylon Jennings. He just gave it to him. The Big Bopper was suffering from the flu. We all know about the coin toss between Ritchie Valens and Tommy Alsop. Ritchie Valens won the coin toss, but in fact lost the coin toss. All Buddy Holly wanted to do was get some rest, get his laundry done, and just avoid freezing in a 4-hour bus ride between Clear Lake, Iowa and Moorhead, Minnesota. They never made it that far. The day the music died, 66 years ago today. And we got some Super Bowls, folks. Let's do it. Super Bowl XLII, that's Super Bowl 42. The Giants upset the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots. In Super Bowl 42, the Giants becoming the first NFC wildcard team to win the Super Bowl. The highest ranked Super Bowl on NFL.com's list of the greatest games in NFL history. It's number 5 overall, but it is the highest rated Super Bowl. Halftime entertainment, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, because the Eagles declined the offer. One of the great Super Bowls ever, featuring the famous helmet catch 17 years ago today. 12 years ago today, the Baltimore Ravens beat the San Francisco 49ers 34-31 to win Super Bowl XLVII. That's Super Bowl 47. This was, of course, the power outage game, when the game was delayed 34 minutes in the third quarter because of a partial power outage. And of course, for the first time in Super Bowl history, brothers coached against each other. Jim and John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh won the Harbaugh Bowl. And the halftime show, by the way, Beyonce. And finally, February 3rd, 2019, 6 years ago today. You remember this one. This is a real boring game. The Patriots win their record-tying 6th Super Bowl. They beat the Rams 13-3 in Atlanta, the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever, the lowest rated Super Bowl in 10 years. All anybody could talk about the next day, 6 years ago, was what a boring game that was. Birthdays, just one big-time celebrity, one of my faves, Nathan Lane. He's got 3 Tonys and 3 Emmys, and he should have more of both. He can do drama, he can do comedy, he can do everything in between. Incredibly talented. Nathan Lane is 69 years old today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors, and they're on board for the big selection pageant on Saturday night. This Saturday night. We're looking forward to it. In fact, when we come back, you'll get to meet 2 top 10 candidates. Ella Johnson and Ava Smeller both sat down with their very own Eric Granstrom. Both interviews when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant is Saturday, February 8th at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. 10 senior girls from the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts will vie for the Royal Court and $31,000 in scholarships. Tickets can be purchased online or by visiting the PAX box office. And the pageant will be broadcast live on the NCWLIFE channel.
Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel as we get a chance to meet the top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. And our first one is here. We have Ella Johnson, who's the daughter of Kyle and Andy. Ella, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited to be here.
It's all fine. It's all fine. Before we start with my list of questions, let's go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a senior at the River Academy, but I'm able to play sports at Wenatchee High School, so I'm part of the top 5 for Wenatchee out of the top 10. Yeah.
Golf, all these different programs, they don't have it at River Academy, right?
Yeah, so through just working with like the athletic offices, because the River Academy doesn't offer sports in high school, I'm able to play sports at Wenatchee. So I kind of get the best of both worlds. I get to go to my school, which is a very tight-knit group. I've been there for 14 years, which has been incredible. But I'm able to do sports at Wenatchee, such as volleyball, golf, and unified basketball, and go to all those dances and all that sort of thing.
That's awesome. So golf, how did you get into golf?
So my dad's a really big golfer, and he always encouraged me to go golfing. But it looked, watching it, I'm like, it's a little bit of a snooze fest. Don't tell my dad. But I wasn't like a huge fan, but until I really got into it, when I got into it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. A bunch of friends and I, we tried out sophomore year, somehow ended up making varsity. I don't know how that happened. I birdied before I parred. Fun fact. Don't ask me to do it again. But it's been so much fun just learning to grow. It's also really frustrating, but compared to team sports, it's really taught me a lot about myself and how I work by myself versus with the team.
So your senior year, are you planning to golf again this spring, or does it depend on how this whole thing goes?
I would still love to golf no matter what. It's something really special I get to do with my dad and with my friends now too.
All right, so you said in your bio that your Grammy gave you something special on your 16th birthday. What was that?
She did. So she gave me this ring, actually.
Oh.
I don't think I've taken it off in 2 years.
Wow.
It's super special to me. It just, she gave it to me, and I don't know, it's sentimental. And she got it like very specifically for me. She's got leaves on it because it's Greek, and I'm a huge history nerd. So ancient history, so like ancient Greece, Roman. The Roman Empire is literally my Roman Empire.
Oh, okay, very interesting. So why, going back November, I think it was 4th, something like that, you guys decided to sign up for this whole thing.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do this?
So originally, my mom was kind of not pushing me. I always thought it was a super unique opportunity in our valley. But after going to the meeting on the 4th or the 6th, whenever it was, I really was like, oh, this is something really cool and special, and I want to be a part of it. So going into it, I didn't know. I was like, I'm not cut out to do this. I just see those girls in previous pageants who've gone up there and giving these amazing speeches in these like gorgeous big dresses, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I don't think I could do that. But after going through this whole process, just gaining, more self-confidence and able to do that, I'm like, yeah, I can do this.
So was it just you, or was it you and a couple of friends that decided to, hey, let's go try this?
Yeah. Me and a few friends from the River Academy decided to go. We're like, you know what, we're gonna do it. A few years ago, Queen Ryan, she did it, and she had a great experience, and so she was like, you guys should totally do it. So, yeah, we ended up going out.
I imagine that helps a lot.
Yes, for sure.
As far as this process is concerned, is there a part of this that you fear the most?
I think remaining genuine and just being like myself, whether that's awkward or goofy or just being personable. There is part of, when you're meeting all of these different people from all walks of life with all different backgrounds, you do have a tendency to just want to people please everyone. But it's been really unique learning, like we're in a service role to the community, but we also, we're here because we're ourselves and just, being genuine with these people.
What would, if I came to your best friend, what would they tell me about you, do you think?
Well, hopefully I would think she would say that I show up. I try to be there for every high and low for my closest friends, whether that's in like the really big ways in those super impactful, important moments, or those, just important car drives when you might not talk, but you get to go listen to music and eat ice cream and then eat way too much ice cream. But those important moments too.
Okay. Do you want to say who your best friend is, or do you want to not have a pecking order, so that other people get disappointed?
Oh no, I can say my best friend.
Okay. Who's that?
My best friend's Kylie Fox.
Okay.
She's the best.
Okay, gotcha. What makes you laugh every time, no matter what?
My mom. My mom is so funny. My mom makes me laugh always. We have so many inside jokes that were probably like really annoying to other people. Like you will see us just absolutely dying in like the middle of a grocery store, and she's like, "Oh, this is embarrassing." I'm like, "Sorry," but she's so funny, and she always makes me laugh. And I definitely steal so much of her humor and give it to my friends. And if they laugh, I'm like, "Yeah, guys, I'm really funny," and it's just my mom's jokes.
So with that, are you more of your mom or more of your dad, or are you a split of both?
I'd say I'm definitely more of my mom. But I get my competitiveness from my dad for sure. Like, you're gonna play some ping pong, you're going down.
Gotcha. For you, what is the hardest part about this whole process of running for Apple Blossom?
I think the hardest part would definitely making sure I have like that life balance between Apple Blossom. As someone who's done sports, the time management isn't as hard as I thought it would be, just learning, I have this and then I have this, I have to get it all done. But also taking time for myself to not burn out. I'm like, you actually do have to sleep. You can't just drink 5 cups of coffee and then call it good. So learning the health, and balance is just super important.
So you say you'd switch if you were given the opportunity to switch with someone for a day. It'd be Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would your adventure be?
Ooh. Okay, I didn't think about that. I think the adventure, I would love to go on some crazy mountain experience, where you're trekking over in the jungle. Ooh, maybe not the jungle. I hate bugs. I take it back.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there's several times where he is dropped by a helicopter on top of some peak somewhere and then has to, venture 50 miles for the outtake and things like that.
Totally. I mean, if I were Bear Grylls and I could take someone skiing down a mountain and then trek through a forest, I think that would be epic. I love skiing and I love just going for a good walk in the forest. So
would you do it by yourself or would you want someone with you?
Want someone with me for sure.
Anybody in particular?
Ooh.
Probably Bear Grylls.
Probably Bear Grylls, actually. See, but if I had Bear Grylls' skills, I think I would be prepped enough. Yeah, just bring Jesus with me.
What's the one question I didn't ask that you hoped I would?
Because you probably prepped a little bit for this
Just
today.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I think maybe asking me what my biggest takeaway from this experience would be.
And what is that?
I think getting to see the behind the scenes of so many things in Wenatchee that you just don't know about. I've lived here for 15 years. That's like, I can't remember when I was 2.
Yeah.
But just being in Wenatchee, like, you take it for granted a little bit of how much this community comes together and how much everyone is rooting for one another, and how it's just that perfect mix of big town with all of these great opportunities, but small town community. And you don't appreciate it. And maybe that's just my naive younger side of just being in high school and that kind of being my whole world. But getting out, going to the hockey games, to the orchards, and really seeing what makes Wenatchee Wenatchee has been just a super fulfilling and eye-opening experience.
That's fantastic. Congratulations on reaching
Thank
top
you.
10. Best of luck on the process. And we'll see you on the 8th of February.
Yes, you will.
Well,
in a
we'll
big
see you
dress.
around town between here and then. So.
Yeah, if you get me to leave my house.
Ella Johnson joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel. Again, the Casper Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant will be broadcast live right here on the NCWLIFE channel on Saturday, February 8th. We'll start with our countdown to coronation with myself and Julie Agins-Kuntz, the queen of all time from 1974. We'll have that at 6:30 and then live at the PAC for the pageant at 7 o'clock. Right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by Harvest Valley Pest Control. You can rest assured with Harvest Valley Pest Control, they're using kid and pet safe material around your home or office. Call Harvest Valley Pest Control today for your free estimate at 509-423-2207.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by Merry Maids. Leaving your house cleaning chores to the caring team members at Merry Maids of Wenatchee is the easy way to have a completely clean home just the way you want it. For a free in-home estimate, call today, 509-293-4243.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel. It's time to meet our top 10 candidates for the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant coming up right here on this TV station on Saturday, February the 8th. Now we get to meet Ava Smeller, who's the daughter of Matt and Sarah. Hi, Ava.
Hi.
How are you?
I am great. I'm very happy to be here.
Good. You seem a little excited today.
I'm super excited. This is like the event I've been looking most forward to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to have fun with this. First of all, just tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, hi, my name is Ava Smeller. I attend Wenatchee High School as a senior, and I'm also a full-time Running Start student enrolled at Wenatchee Valley College. I am planning to attend Boise State University to major in nursing.
So, a while back, you got into 4-H.
Yes.
With rabbits and...
I started out with rabbits,
Okay.
but then as I got a little bit more advanced, I then also did goats as well, and chickens.
So how did you start that? Did you guys have animals at your place, or did you have somebody, a friend that did it, and you're like, I'd like to do that?
Well, when I originally lived in Puyallup, Washington, and we were like your typical one-dog family. And in order to let, my sister and I did not want to move to Wenatchee. We were planning to move. And the deal was that if we moved to Wenatchee, that we could get a small pet of our choice. And that pet happened to be a rabbit. So The first animals my sister and I ever got were 2 rabbits named Daisy and Pepper. And then from there, we realized that our dad really wanted us to do 4-H because it's a great way to learn about your animal, get better at public speaking. And also, my dad told us that if we did 4-H, then he would get us 2 more rabbits because you need a show rabbit to show at the fair because they get better points and confirmation. So then we got 4 rabbits. That was easy. We did 4-H with 4 rabbits because we just wanted more.
You say you're a big fan of Disney.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay, so if you had to pick one Disney movie, you couldn't watch any more, the rest of them went away, you got to keep one, which one and why?
Okay, my favorite Disney movie of all time is Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty for me just embodies the spirit, the magic of Disney. The music is beautiful. The score is done by George Bruns or something. The fact that I know that just proves that how much I love it, and it came out in the 1960s. I just love it because it's like the spirit and symbol of Disney. The Sleeping Beauty's castle's in Disneyland, and I watch that movie once a week at least. I fall asleep to it at night because it's comforting to me.
You know, you said you didn't want to move to Wenatchee, the apple capital of the world, but
Yes.
Apple makes a pretty important part in that particular movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting that way, that's your favorite
Well,
movie.
that was actually Snow White.
Oh, Snow White, okay.
Snow
see?
White's the apple.
See, okay, now I don't know my Disney.
Yeah, that means someone needs to do some Disney watching.
So why did you decide to do this whole Apple Blossom royalty thing?
Well, right when I moved here to Wenatchee, I decided to go for junior royalty, which is the younger royalty. They write in 2 essays to get into the top 3. And I actually was a junior royalty princess in 2018. And so I got to be a big part of the festival back then, just in a smaller scale. As a junior royalty princess, I got to see what the older royalty did and just how much of an impact they had on the people around them. They were such bright, happy people, and they just brought so much joy to people's lives, and I just decided I want to do that too. And also, it's such a special and unique opportunity. Why not do it? I mean, you get to meet so many people, you get to be involved, and you get to make a difference and serve your community.
In this process, what do you fear the most?
I think I fear the most of that I didn't do the best that I could. I'm that kind of person that wants to feel like I did my very best at every event. I want to go to every event feeling satisfied and proud of myself. And this event, I just don't want to hold back. I want to feel like I did the absolute best performance and just the best version of myself going into all the activities in this event.
If I went to your best friend, I said, okay, tell me about Ava. Tell me about the real Ava. What would they say?
They would probably say that the real Ava is very passionate about what she loves to do, but she's also very passionate about making other people feel important, and that she's empathetic and loving and funny, like sometimes a little bit too funny. But I feel like my friends would say that I'm somebody who is very in touch with other people's feelings.
Okay. Do you want to say who your best friend is, or do you not want to break that pecking order of all your friends?
You know, I have a lot of friends, and I want to give a shout out to my friends Sarah, Kenzie, and Izzy.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So speaking of, you might laugh too much, what makes you laugh every time, no matter what?
My dance team, the Applettes at Wenatchee High School. They're truly the funniest bunch I've ever met in my entire life, especially this year's team. They're just so goofy. They have the most funny quirks about them all, and I probably annoy my coach because I just can't stop laughing when I'm around them. But they really make me happy.
For you, what is the hardest part about this whole top 10 process?
The hardest part has probably been time management. I'm a full-time Running Start student with a lot of classes under my belt. I also am the captain of my dance team, so being able to uphold those responsibilities. This process in itself, because it's so busy, and then also some of my other extracurriculars, it's not even been not having enough time for everything. It's been giving my best self to all of those activities, because I like to be my best version of myself for everything. I want my dance team to feel like I'm giving my full attention to them, and this process in itself being my best, and the same with school, because I really care about my schooling and education and want to get the best grades I can get.
Sure. And it's being present in the moment, right?
Yeah. Remembering to enjoy them too, because that's why I do all those activities.
So I think I read in your bio that your future aspirations is to have something to do with the human body. What are you doing?
I want to be a labor and delivery nurse.
Okay.
So assist in childbirth.
Okay. There's a lot of education that goes in with that, and I know you're already starting that pathway. So what do you find most fascinating about the human body?
That a baby can be grown inside another human and then delivered without it being like a complete train wreck. That is what I think is so fascinating. And I've actually been able to watch birth 3 times now, and it's just so surreal. Like, it seems like it's such an out of body experience, and I just don't understand how that can even be possible. And it's been very, very rewarding to be able to watch that and watching people meet their children for the first time.
Do you come home every time and go, Mom, thanks? I don't know how you did it.
Because I was 9 pounds and 12 ounces. So I was bigger than all the babies I've watched be delivered. So I feel very bad for my mom, and I'm really glad that she's as nice to me as she is.
So what's the one question I didn't ask that you hoped I would?
I don't know. Let me think. I wish that you would ask me about my dance team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So tell me about the Applettes. You're president, right?
I'm captain.
Or captain,
Senior
okay.
captain, yes.
Okay, so tell me about Applettes. You mentioned that they're funny and
Yes.
they keep you laughing. What
Yes.
else?
So the Wenatchee High School Applettes are the dance team at the high school. We have a varsity and JV team. And we are the only team at Wenatchee High School, well, one of the only teams, that's a full year-round sport. So our dancers start in May and end in May. Like, we have 2-week breaks, like twice a year, spring break and Christmas break. And we do a lot of competing. We put together routines, and it's just been such a joy of mine to be able to work with such amazing, young, potential-filled athletes. And they're high my whole heart.
Sorry to interrupt. Most people only see the Applettes like at halftime during the football game and things like that. And I've done a couple of features on the Applettes where I came to practice and filmed and things like that. They have no clue how much work goes into that 6-minute routine.
Yeah, it's so true, because our dancers are also not dance trained. This really special thing about our team is it gives every single person that could ever want to dance the opportunity to. All we require when you try out is a good attitude and a smile on your face. So being able to watch these girls just come from the ground of not having any training to loving to be a dancer and having kicks to the ceiling and turns, it's so rewarding. It's absolutely beautiful for me to watch. And I don't think people understand how hard that is. So, I mean, I really wish that they would give us a bus so our high school could go watch us compete. They do that for volleyball, like the Route Tour bus. I don't remember what it's called. Reuters bus. Yeah, I wish that they would give us one of those, because I feel like our school needs to see, I want them to see us in action at a competition. We always perform better at competitions than we do at football, too.
So could you teach me how to dance?
You know, I actually think that I could.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a challenge.
Yeah, I
got
really
two left
think
feet.
I could. That's okay.
Okay, as long as I got a good attitude, I'm in.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
It's truly the fact of dance.
Ava Smeller, best of luck in this process.
Thank you so much.
And
I
thanks for
appreciate
taking
it.
the time today.
Of course, I had so much fun.
All right, there you go. Apple Blossom Top 10 will continue to meet the rest of the 8 to come as we get ready for the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. We'll do that on the broadcast right here on the NCWLIFE channel starting at 6:30 on Saturday, February the 8th. With our countdown to coronation, Julie Agins-Kuntz, Queen from 1974, will join me as we count down to coronation. And then, of course, the pageant begins at 7 o'clock right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is brought to you in part by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air. Call Alpine Air.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just look lifetime warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low
you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Holding steady at 21 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's lower 20s almost everywhere. Ellensburg 22, Moses Lake 21, Manson 20, Omak 21. The big difference is Omak has some serious wind going on up there. It's a wind out of the north at about 20 miles an hour. It's blowing right down the Okanagan-Omak Valley, right down the Columbia River, and that makes for some pretty cold wind chills. That makes the wind chill close to 0 in Omak. To the north of us, in the Omak, Okanagan, Orville, Pateros kind of area, all the way into Brewster and Tonasket, you're going to be dealing with some wind. It'll be decreasing as the wind works its way north to south. We're going to have a little bit of breeze here and there, but to the folks to the north of us and also in the Methow Valley, you're going to deal with some wind in addition to the chilly temperatures. And the cold trend has begun as some cold Arctic air is going to seep its way down from British Columbia, and it's going to pay us a visit for most of the week. Here's a slide we showed you at the start of the show to let you know. We'll take a look at where you live. These are your forecast morning lows and your afternoon high temperatures in areas outside of the Wenatchee Valley. So if you live in Chelan, for instance, Moses Lake, again, Omak is going to see overnight lows in the single digits, and they're still going to be dealing with some wind in the overnight hours. Not so much for us. It's still going to get cold. We can get down to about 14 Tuesday night and Wednesday night. The coldest we've been all year is 14 degrees. That was last month or so. We did have a pretty cold stretch of weather for the overnight lows, and that is going to return. Of course, we had all that sunshine and cold temperatures for the Wenatchee Valley and all of north central Washington for an extended period of time in the month of January. We're going to have those cold temperatures again. The only difference is we're going to see more clouds than sun, and we have the best chance of measurable snow actually tonight in the wee small hours. While you're sleeping, we are going to get a little bit of light snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. Again, to the north of us, Omak, Okanagan, and the Methow Valley, you're going to get some snow as well, but you're going to get a little bit more snow than we are. And with their cold temperatures and those blustery north winds, that snow may stick around for a while. So let's do this in detail from the National Weather Service. Mostly cloudy today, kind of a raw, cold February day. 30 our forecast high, and again we're sitting at 21 right now. For the record, we hit 37 on Sunday. That's going to feel downright balmy compared to what we have coming after a 43 degree day on Saturday. Saturday was beautiful, wasn't it? Well, that's done. 21 for the overnight low tonight. Again, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. It will be snowing lightly. They're talking to maybe 1 to 2 inches of accumulations possible by the time the sun rises tomorrow morning at about 7:20. So it could be in for a bit of a dicey commute. Just a little bit of light snow expected in the mountain passes. Slight chance of snow on Tuesday. Outside of that, just cloudy and foggy and a high of 27. Cloudy and foggy Tuesday night, 15 for the overnight low. A couple of sun breaks Wednesday, but not too many. It'll be fairly cloudy. The sun will come out here and there on Wednesday with a high of 27. Partly sunny on Thursday. Again, a high of 27. Clouds roll back in on Thursday night. A few sun breaks expected perhaps on Friday. Friday night, partly cloudy, overnight low around 18. Look at all these overnight lows and all of those afternoon highs. Those are below normal or normal high temperature. This time of the year is 37 degrees. We won't be getting up to 37 degrees till at least the middle of next week. It is, after all, February. And that's it for us. Have a good and safe Monday. Start your Tuesday with us tomorrow morning. Until then, bye-bye.